In this video, I'll be reviewing your Pokemon, and more specifically, this is a submission posted by StormInTheCalm in the nirtheart Discord server in the YouTube My Mon text channel. So I'm currently running a special campaign. For those of you who would like to join my Discord, it is $2 a month and you get lifetime access in your first month. And the special campaign of October 2024 is I'll review 3 Pokemon if you post them in the YouTube My Mon text channel. So the first Pokemon that StormInTheCalm has posted here is a Raikou. There's actually a decent message here too. So they're saying, "Hi Nirth, thanks for doing this awesome series, looking at so many different Mons in depth. For your consideration, I have Maringue, the Raikou, Huntrell, like Chanterelle, the Haunter, and Arugula, the shiny Shuppet, which is somewhat coincidentally the start of my OGPP team. I have a helping bonus Raikou and a free-to-play friendly skill level up M and skill trigger M Fluffy to pair with it right now. I just started Premium Pass and previously considered myself free-to-play plus. Well, now you're a premium player. Welcome to the club. It's actually not a club. We're all one. I have a free-to-play account. I have a whale account. It's all good. So I've actually already put in the Nitro, and that is sassy, and that is quite nice. I see the level of this Raikou is level 36. For the most part, the level doesn't really matter that much on the legendary Pokemon, which is why I don't think the EXP gains down here is a big problem. The biggest jump is going to be going from level 25 to level 50. That's going to require a lot of candies and a lot of experience, especially when that XP gains nature is down. So let's plot in some of these sub skills. And overall, this looks to be a fine Pokemon. It has 23, so that would mean it has less than 500 hours. And then we can plot in the helping speed M and helping speed S. So overall, this is a very fast Raikou. It has both of the speed stats, and for a skill specialist, you would much prefer skill chance up nature than speed. So the start of this is really, really nice. Now it keeps going, and it has skill trigger S. Unfortunately, kind of fortunately, it is there, but it is blocked. And then there is some inventory. And at that point in time, you basically have a perfect Raikou. You have the main skill chance up nature, you have helping speed M, and you do have the helping speed S, skill trigger M combo with the inventory. The order here is a little bit unfortunate. I would say probably would like that skill trigger M earlier, but just having the nature, helping speed M, and the skill trigger S, let's say we do like this. This is a great Raikou, and in my opinion, based on my testing with my Entei, you really want that inventory L. So whenever you can get to level 75, you should definitely sub-skill seed it. And once you can get to level 100, that is going to be one insane Raikou. So just congratulations. I suspect that your long-term just grind island will be the old gold power plant. And yeah, you just need to get as many Pokemon around that Raikou as you can. With this level of triggers, I would more or less have this on the team all of the time so that you can level it up. I see that the main skill level here is 3, but yeah, I mean, finding a Raikou like this as a free-to-play probably would convince you to do the premium pass for a couple months and just stack up on some seeds for that Raikou. So yeah, it makes sense, doesn't it? So you can see that skill rate is all the way up to 3.5%, and that is huge. The thing you have to remember with these skill rates on these legendary Pokemon is the value of these skill triggers is immense. Just on my free-to-play now without berry finding Pokemon, a trigger to like I'm easy collecting 100-200 berries from my favorite water type Pokemon at Cyan Beach, and that's a lot of value right there. So, and what's interesting too is this skill scales better than pretty much all of the skills because it is directly tied to the berry value, which is one of those nice curves. So it's just going all the way to level 100, and that is the case with the Raikou here too. So it's basically a Pokemon you can use forever. I don't think like it's gonna be a long time until this in any way, shape, or form could potentially be power crept. So for now, I think the only issue that you are going to run into is that the Raikou here is so fast that if we just take away some of these skills, right now it is level 36. So that level 50 for you is going to be huge, and that level 75 even more so. But I definitely see an inventory problem here because Raikou as a whole is really fast and it has a low skill rate. So at the very least, I highly recommend you to get to 2,000 hours. I almost want to, you should probably just have this on your team all the time. Like this is so strong. It's favored at the most late game area. Raichu is one of the best Pokemon in the game. Ampharos is all the way up there. And yeah, you might as well. And yeah, those 2,000 hours is going to be good, but I suspect we are going to see a ribbon update sometime soon. And I think the natural cap there is going to be around 5,000 hours. And the reason for that is if you pop into the achievements, that's the final achievement for the plus. So makes sense, potentially. We'll just have to see. So yeah, very, very nice Raikou. And we're going to hop on over. Is that a shiny? I can't really see in this screen. Let me double check that. You know what? I'm going to... No, it's kind of important with the analysis because if you have a shiny, viable Pokemon, that's a big deal. Okay, the Haunter is not shiny, but that was really, really hard to tell. Let's see. Haunter is not shiny. And we can take a look at its level. It is level 25. It seems to have been caught as a Ghastly. It's currently main skill level 2. And the nature is Rash. Ooh, that's amazing. That is basically the best nature you could get on a Haunter. It's level 25. It's evolved once. And seemingly... Well, there's a lot of inventory. That's a lot of inventory. Yeah, it's basically got no hours on it, which makes sense. Right, so what we got working with here is an ABB ingredient list. That's basically one of the better options on the Haunter. Although for now, I think potentially having a somewhat either herb-focused or mushroom-focused lists here. You don't want the oil. And if you can find the berry finding on it, that is just going to be the way to go because of this low ingredient rate. Herbs can be done by Dragonite, and mushrooms can be done by Quagsire. Also Vikavolt, so you have a lot of options now compared to earlier. And that is actually what we see here on this Haunter, so a very nice find. You do like that slight buff here to the ingredient rate. It goes up to 18.8, but in fact there is another sub-skill hiding here, which is the ingredient finding M, so that's quite nice. Overall, when you have the ingredient finders, that is going to devalue the berry finding. But it is an ingredient specialist, so that is where you have to focus your attention. And overall, that's quite nice. Now, I haven't really hidden anything here in the first slot. It could have probably announced this earlier, but it's Research EXP bonus. Not a huge deal. A level 100. It's got skill trigger S. So this is also a pretty nice Pokemon, I would say. It's got the ingredient list, it's got the nature, it's got some inventory, and it's got ingredient finding M. Honestly, if you just look at the first 3 sub-skills here, this is quite nice. Although you kind of want to get to level 60, and if you're at level 60, you might as well do 75. So quite a huge Haunter find here. Very happy for you, and thanks for sharing it. I don't really have anything else to add except the fact that it's just, this works. You got inventory L. Berry finding, huge combo on the Gengar, and then you have the ingredient finding M, ingredient up nature, and the correct ingredient list, which is massive. So let's say if we speed this one to level 60, we evolve it twice. Maybe you put 1,000 hours on it, maybe something like that, and you evolve it to Gengar. What's that inventory going to be like? 52, huge. massive. So yeah, keep it up. Let's have a look at the last Pokemon here, which is a shiny Shuppet. That's a nice Shuppet. All right. We're just gonna evolve it straight away. We got Banette here, and we have to reset these. Still haven't made the macros, but that's okay. We can reveal the nature is docile, so at a starting point here, not overwhelmingly convincing, but we'll get there. So I'm just gonna plot in 2,000 hours because this is probably a Pokemon you're gonna sleep a lot with anyway, and so we can just have the anticipated inventory. It's got helping bonus, and it's got berry finding. Now the berry finding comes in a little bit late, but in this case, better later than never. And it's got a skill level up on it, as well as the skill trigger M. I mean, just having berry focus, helping bonus, and berry finding on the same Pokemon, and for it to be a berry specialist, mind you, this is a shiny berry specialist. It's crazy. It's got some inventory coming in at level 100, but don't really care too much about that. So I would say the skill rate probably not particularly important on the Banette. So you will have the main skill level 4 here shortly, and a pretty decent skill rate, but yeah, you can see at level 4, that value over here is not going to be all that big. And 5.5%, I mean, Golduck, before you get any boosts to its skill rate with the same skill, has a starting point of 12%. We can probably do that comparison right here. Let's have a look. Yeah, base rate of Banette is 3% and Golduck is 12%, so that's huge. And then on top you can have all the triggers, and Golduck basically gets up to like 23%. Meanwhile, Banette is, in this case, hovering around 4.5%. Crazy. But yeah, very nice find. I mean, if I'd found a viable, shiny, berry finding Pokemon with a helping bonus, although berry finding comes late, especially now that Old Gold Power Plant is the late game area, huge find. So in my opinion, I would say all these 3 Pokemon are complete home runs. The most impressive by far is that Raikou, but I would say the shiny Banette is coming in close second, and I kind of like that Gengar too. So you got a pretty solid team here going for you at the Old Gold Power Plant. And I would say you probably would like to find a good healer. I don't know what your healer situation is like, but I mean, if you have Raikou, Raichu, this Gengar, the Banette, then you kind of just need a healer. And then whenever you do on the night team, maybe you run that Ampharos potentially. Could make sense. But yeah, quite nice Pokemon. Thank you very much for sharing these, StormInTheCalm. And thank you very much for being a member of the nirtheart Discord. I'm hoping you're having a good experience in there and are enjoying the various discussions we have and finding good value in it. So thank you very much for watching, everyone. You can leave a big ol' thumbs up if you want to see more videos like this in the future. And yeah, I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for watching.